Pat McAfee joins us now. Are you on the road yet? You hanging out? What's up in your world, Pat?
Well, I'm currently down in my office. Just got done recording a couple podcasts. Can't wait to get dressed, look all nice, and help the fine folks from the Colts and the Bears raise a lot of money for cancer research tonight. I appreciate you doing the show live from there, too. It's a beautiful event.
You know what it is, and this is like, I didn't last year because I think this was at Jim's house last year, and there's no way they're going to let me there. But I think I've done this like 2 of the last 3 years, and it's always a great time, Pat.
Well, I think it's something the entire state really rallies behind. I mean, $5.5 million raised for cancer research is impeccable. It's incredible. And tonight, with both the Bears being represented and the Colts being represented, I think it's just a cool display of folks putting the swords down and coming together for some magical things. I get to interview Chris Ballard, and hopefully we just have another magical evening in the name of cancer research, my brother.
Hey, I'm going to tell you this. Ryan Pace is going to be here. Matt Nagy's going to be here. Why don't you go out here and kick some field goals for these guys? You know what I mean?
I assume they know. I assume they know. I got a chance to learn from the greatest of all time for 8 years, day in and day out. I think they know that I still got it if I need it, but they have like 45 kickers trying out for their team currently. I don't know if I want to be the 46th. Maybe let them figure it out and then see them down the road a little bit.
I think they had this is serious, I think they had 10 dudes and only 2 hit from 43 yards away.
Yeah, it's a sad state of kicking if only 2 out of 8, I believe, are hitting from 43 yards. But that's the way it is. There's a couple guys that are incredible. There's a lot of guys that aren't great, and every team's looking for a good one. And the Indianapolis Colts just so happen to have the greatest of all time. It's a really cool thing. But, yeah, whenever you don't have a kicker can affect a lot of games. And I think the Bears fans learned that last year, and a lot of teams learn that on a regular basis. That's why special teams is so damn important, Mr. V.
Yeah, there's no question about that. Listen, for the brand, it's a real slogan, brother. You know what I mean? It's the real deal.
Well, there's a lot of things that are good for the brand, and there's a lot of things that are bad for the brand. But if you're for the brand, you're a friend of mine. Speaking of for the brand, yes. What happened? You and Tony got a big breakup. You got a new guy now answering the phones for you, a new producer?
I know it. They just said one day, hey, we're going to move Tony here. Kyle's going there. Todd Meyer's going there. And, that's it. 8 years. Do you know that Matt Taylor, who's the voice of the Colts, he got that gig, right? Because your buddy, Jeffrey Gorman, no longer wanted to do any work, and he hired Matt. Did you know that?
It's funny you say that because Jeffrey Gorman and I just got out of a podcast studio together, and I mentioned how I'm about to get on the phone with Mr. JMV, and he said, oh, how about his producer leaving? He actually asked, you think JMV just kicked him out of there? And I was like, I don't know. Great question, Gorm. So I'm happy you mentioned that because we were worried about the relationship over there. We're big fans of you two being a tag team, but shaking some things up can make things better every once in a while. Excited to see how you guys handle it.
Yeah, and that's what happened. Matt was my producer. I go on vacation, and you and the Gorman come in and do an incredible job, a lot better than I can do. And then Gorman realized that when he was working here, he no longer had to do any work if he hired Matt, and he hired Matt out from under me. That's what happened.
You have to respect it. Honestly, you have to respect that ability to swindle himself out of any responsibility. And now that he works for me full-time, it's awesome to watch him do that on a day-in and day-out basis. It's a true skill of Gorman's. I do remember he and I tag teaming for the 3 to 7 Radio Heaven fill-in for JMV. I didn't know that was him recruiting and scouting your producer to get him out of there. I do know this, though. The Kyle guy that answered the phone, zero energy. When I would call in for Tony, there was like a nice embrace. It was like a hello, thanks for calling. We're excited. This Kyle guy goes, hello, thanks for calling. We'll put you on after this commercial break. 5 minutes later, I'm sitting there, not even like a heads up that I'm about to sit here and possibly piss my pants for 5 minutes. He's new to the gig. I miss the Tony JMV, but Kyle can definitely win me over. Let's not.
We are trying to. Kyle, if you wouldn't mind, Pat, give Kyle some advice, better advice than I could even give. as far as answering the phone and utilizing that much needed energy that you're talking about. Kyle's on here. So, Pat, give him a little Pat McAfee 101, if you will.
Kyle, how's it going? I learned this lesson from Tom Griswold of the famed Bob and Tom show. Everybody has enough crap going on in their life. Just make them laugh. And whenever I call in, maybe I've had a bad day. Maybe a caller's had a little bit of something going on in their life. The first person they're going to hear from 1070 The Fan is your beautiful voice. You got to be welcoming. You got to be energetic, and you got to let them know that if their phone gets through, if their call gets through, they're getting a chance to talk in front of hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people. So you got to juice them up. You got to get them some energy, and you got to alley-oop JMV to make some radio gold, my brother. So wake it up, pick it up, pep it up, and let's dominate every day on the radio.
After that,
Kyle?
I'm ready to go. Next time you call in, Pat, I'm going to have something special for you, all right?
Not just me, Kyle. Not just me, Kyle. We're talking about everybody that calls in, all of the JMV Sucks listeners, the JMV Sucks world, the JMV Sucks nation. When they call in, it's a massive moment for everybody. They get to tell their friends that they got on 1070 The Fan. Let's make sure that whenever they first hear a voice, it's a happy one. It's a peppy one. It's one that's motivating and inspiring. And honestly, Tony did none of that. So if you were able to do that, it would be a whole new ballgame.
Man,
I appreciate it.
I'm hyped. I'm hyped up after that. And you dropped in the Griswold thing too, which I love. You know that.
Hey, that was a real thing. Tom Griswold told me that. I think it was my third time on the show. I got asked a question, and I might have said something that was like, I don't want to say depressing or real or something like that. He pulled me aside. He was like, listen, I think you're incredible on the radio. We love having you here. But just remember, people got enough crap going on in their life. Don't add to it. Just entertain them and make them laugh. I was like, my man, I appreciate that. You got it. So now every time I get on a microphone, the mindset is, let's let people escape from their lives for a little bit. Let's let people have a good time, and that's what I hope to do tonight at the Chuck Strong Gala, my brother.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I haven't talked to Tom in a while, and you know how much I love both Bob and Tom and everybody over there. But the last time I heard, so I had Donnie Baker on this show, and Donnie Baker did a joke about Tom, and hey, Christy Lee, I love Christy Lee because she's the only woman in the world that spent so much time sitting next to Tom and never got pregnant. And then I got a lawyer's note the next day.
I swear to God, Steve Powell says Christy Lee is the only lady ever sitting next to Tom Griswold not getting pregnant. I swear to God, Donnie Baker is an electric. That Bob and Tom show, 30-plus years of electricity. I have no idea how they do it. Tom Griswold, radio legend. Also, JMV. You've been going on, 20 years now?
Yeah, we're just we're continuing to go. I'm out. Listen, your podcast and what you do on a daily basis. I know it sounds like we're sniffing each other's butt right now, but it's the real deal. I mean, it is so entertaining, and next step I'm sure is going to be some WWE stuff, and I'm really happy for you. I feel like I was on the ground floor of your evolution to greatness here, and I'm very proud of that.
Well, I was very lucky that you and all the fine folks over at 1070 were nice to me and let me on the microphone. And I had a chance to do some stuff at the Combine with you. I'll never forget it. And I think I even gave you the heads up, hey, I don't know how long I'm going to be kicking balls. I'm really falling in love with all this stuff I'm doing off the field. I'm feeling real fulfillment. And if you want to be in the NFL, you got to fully commit to it. And I was getting to the point where I wanted to commit to other things, and I think the NFL deserves the respect of its players to fully commit to it, and kind of breaking away and doing my own thing. There's obviously a lot of question marks. Who knows what's going to happen, but things seem to be falling together nicely, and I'll look back upon my times with you and with Dockich over there and Mike and Big Joe and Grady and Big Joe and everybody, and it's just I've been very lucky that a lot of good people on the air have taught me a lot of things, and hopefully I'll be able to carry this Indianapolis radio flag for a long time, and if it goes into the WWE, it'll go there. Hopefully I put on for Hoosiers. If it goes into a booth somewhere, maybe that'll happen, but I reflect back very fondly of everything you've done for me, and I thank you for it.
Well, I'm proud of you, man. I really am. And I think about this time when we were playing pickup hoop down at Bankers Life Fieldhouse and some dude undercut you. undercut you, and I thought he ended your career right there, and I wanted to leave. I think about that often.
I didn't understand why that guy went low. I guess I would too. The person he should have took out was you, because you were freaking hot that night. I mean, you were hot that night. It was incredible watching this white guy from Indiana pull up from half court and just get wet. You went from, I think you jogged a total of about 15 feet back and forth, but it was defense in the zone, right up, get him the ball, he's hot, right back in the zone, right back in the three. That was a hilarious day. And, yeah, man, we got to get back out there and do it again.
Yep, we will. And you're going to be, yeah.
Now that you have a full head of hair, by the way, you're on my TV every day.
I know it. Listen, if you sit around and watch Maury Povich and Springer, you're going to see me about 19 times. You know it?
That's not bad company to keep there, though. That's not bad company to keep.
Good. I'm selling the real deal hair. I mean, it's it. Yes, that's.
Do you have to keep it long now forever?
No, I could cut it short if I wanted to. I just got it cut today. Matter of fact, just kind of short right now. Why? Would you call what I have? Do you call it kind of a comb over? What I have? Do you call it that? Do you think?
No, I think it was a good flow. The one I see in the commercial, it looks long and thick. You know, I just didn't know if that was a part of the deal. Like, okay, now that you got hair after you got a terrible bald spot, you just got to keep it long and thick. I didn't know if you could enjoy a summer or spring cut. I'm happy to hear you can.
No, you know, I could. I could if I wanted to. I actually should sometime, because I'd like to have it really short, but I just haven't. I haven't done it. It's a real thing, though, man. Technology is genius, absolutely genius when it comes to real growing hair, Pat.
Are you still sponsored by those people? I'd assume that I see the commercial. You're definitely sponsored by them. Good plug right there.
PAI, WeGrowHairIndy.com, and I've got some former Colts players that are talking to me about it.
Really? Is the one a long snapper?
Man.
Because his hair is terrible. I love the guy.
Let the long snapper know that I got his back if he needs it. So, yes.
He does need it. I think I was trying to talk to you immediately whenever you started this deal. I was like, yo, I got this guy. He's a long snapper. He's a really good guy in the community. He's a great long snapper. But his hair game is just quitting on him, and it's way too young for it to be happening. We need to hook him up with your guy, because your hair was trash. Now it's class. And that's what we need from Matt Overton.
There's no doubt. I'm here to help. Rick DeMoling, the former offensive lineman's on board with it. And then there's somebody else that has told me not to say his name that is very interested in doing it.
Is it Matt Overton?
And everybody would know who it is. It is not Matt Overton. It is not Peyton Manning either.
If I say the name, will you say yes?
Yes, I will.
I'm not going to do it. I think I know who it is, though. I think I know who it is, though. I don't want to put him on the blast. I don't want to be a part of that either. I don't want to be a part of it. Okay. I don't want to put you in a precarious position. But I hope they get a full head of hair because they'll look better with it.
That's okay. Hey, this is going to be fun tonight. You're going to entertain. I'm happy, and congratulations on all the success. And, man, if you ever want to talk, come on here anytime. And you can bring the Gorman, too. I mean, we can bring the Gorman and talk it up.
Okay, I'm sure Gorman would love to come down there. I'm sure he would love to visit you, come chat with you, and we'd be honored to come share microphone time with you. You just tell that Kyle guy to pick it up back there. You know, let's maybe chuck some B12, kid. All right, maybe get some new hair plucks back here. I don't know what the deal is, but let's get a little energy. And I'm so thankful for you. I'm excited for tonight. Let's raise a bunch of money for cancer research and interviewing Chris Ballard. Any questions you want me to ask him, Mr. V?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Why is he not sitting here next to me? That's like the first one. Why is he not down here right now? That's the first one.
I don't know.
He should be here right now. Yeah.
I also want to know what he's doing with all that money. You know what I mean? What are we doing with all this money? Maybe he's donating all the salary cap. Maybe he's donating the salary cap tonight to Chuck Strong.
That's it. What are you doing with all this money? Where does this money sit right now? What happens with it that you're saving here?
Is it just up in a cloud, like photos and text messages and music?
Yeah. Is it buried in the backyard? Is it like what Tom Cruise did in American Made, buried in the backyard in a duffel bag, or what, Pat? Where is that money?
I know it. I ask a lot of questions, and I can't wait to do it to Chris Ballard tonight. All for a good cause. Thanks for having me on, Mr. V.
Yeah.
Kyle,
you got it, buddy.
Meeting you via phone, man. Awesome meeting you via phone.
Tell the Gore man I said hello. See you, Pat.
See ya.